Coming up on News Live at 6, final season is approaching. How students are dealing with mental health as we near the end of the semester.
Plus, Cornell University is suspending a fraternity after sexual assault allegations. The updates.
And new details of President-elect Trump's cabinet. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Well, it's a stressful time of year for students. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Lauren Holdmeyer.
And I'm Kaitlin Campbell. On campus, there are many ways to promote mental health awareness.
This month, mental health industry leaders aim to shine a light on this critical issue that is often overlooked.
With finals quickly approaching, our Jude Baserman found out how men on campus take steps to deal with stress and anxiety.
I really noticed it around 8th grade, but it's usually one of those things that you look back and you realize it was probably always there.
It's silent, isolating, and often can't be seen on the outside. But millions of men in college, like Harry, deal with stress and anxiety, especially in the final weeks of the semester.
It's stressful time, a lot of tests, your grade pretty much depends on the score you get for the test, so it's a very stressful time for all students.
Everyone's stress and anxiety levels are different. For Harry, making sure he knows what he has to do come finals week is one way he keeps his mind in a good place.
Probably like 2 or 3 weeks before finals weeks actually starts, I sit down and write everything I have to do for finals week and the exact times and due dates.
While taking individual steps to deal with stress and anxiety is important, communication with others is a key way to build a healthy mind.
I think the biggest thing first off was just going to therapy, just talking about what I was going through, because I think half the battle is just communicating to people about it.
But another way Harry and other men build a healthy mind is by taking a step back.
But also staying on top of things also means making sure that you're giving yourself set time to breathe.
De-stressing can take different forms for everybody.
I like to spend time with my friends, play sports, just pretty much anything. I do my schoolwork, but when I'm not doing my schoolwork, I try to do everything I can to not focus on it.
No matter how you unwind, others are by your side.
I think the biggest thing is that knowing you're not alone.
Reporting for CitrusTV News, I'm Jude Baserman.
Jude, thank you. Happening now on the Quad, the Student Association is hosting the 12th Annual Harvest Fest today. The festival started at 4 and is free for students to attend. Student DJs, carnival games, a clothing flea market, and more are at the event, which is still ongoing.
The United Way of Central New York is collecting donations at today's men's basketball game in the Dome. These donations are a part of the overall United Way SU Giving campaign. United Way is an organization that helps tackle community issues. Some of these initiatives include building financial skills, supporting early childhood success, and preventing homelessness.
Syracuse University announces 9 Maxwell students are being awarded for their aspirations toward engaged citizenship and public service. The Centennial Scholar Award was given to 5 undergraduates and 4 graduate students. After submitting a statement showcasing their aspirations, the students were chosen for their ideas aligning with the Maxwell School's ideals. These awards are supported by SU alumni and university professors. Well, Kaitlin, it's cold now. That's all I have to say. I wore my coat today, I wore my scarf, and I haven't gotten to do that too often this semester, so I think we're finally starting to see those normal temperatures for a Syracuse November.
I know, I felt like last week we were saying, where is this cold weather? And we were wearing shorts and t-shirts. But now I'm almost wishing it was back to the warm weather now that I realize that.
I know, and I heard we might even be getting some snow sometime here soon.
I know, I hope soon. I feel like that's the only way you can really celebrate Syracuse in the winter.
Absolutely. Well, let's go on out to our weather anchor, Tyler Oldano, who has the latest.
Guys, let me tell you something. It is cold out here right now. I'm holding this microphone. My hands are kind of clamping up right now. It's 36 degrees outside right now. And it's only going to get colder as the night goes on. We're going to be going down to 30s and, even 36, even 33 at 1 a.m. So make sure if you're going outside, you get your coat to bundle up. I'd even recommend some gloves, maybe even a hat or so to keep that hair on your head cold. Now, coming up a bit later tomorrow, it's going to stay relatively cool, but the sun is going to warm us up quite a bit. We're going to have a high at about 63, so not really too bad. But again, those cold temperatures are going to stay through us all throughout the week, and it's just, God, I am so excited for winter just to begin because I have bought some wonderful winter coats that I cannot wait to try on and show you guys all here at News Live at 6. But I'll show you that. I'll talk a lot more about the future temperatures this week later. Guys, what's left on News Live at 6?
Thank you so much for that update, Tyler. And we have new details on a two-vehicle crash this afternoon in the north side of Syracuse. Syracuse police responded to the scene around 5 p.m. near Grant Boulevard, and our Max Williams is live at the scene. Max, what do you have for us?
Hey, good evening, guys. Yeah, still a pretty active situation here. We're in the north side of Syracuse on Grant Boulevard. Lots of police and fire still here. I'm going to step away so you can take a look at this scene here. It appears that a car ran into a truck just inches away from hitting that house. The car and the truck completely destroyed. We don't know what happened here tonight. We are still waiting comment from police. There are wires down on the road here. Tow trucks are trying to get this truck out of here and hopefully clear up this road as quickly as they can. Fire trucks are still here. There was hoses everywhere along the road when I first showed up here. There was also a resident right near the scene that was had her hands on her knees, and it looked like she was pretty distraught. So, you know, just an active situation here. Again, we don't know what exactly happened here tonight. We're still awaiting details from police. We don't know if anyone was injured here, but we have contacted the Syracuse Police Department and we are waiting to hear from them. Again, still a very active situation here. We don't know if anyone was injured here tonight. It just looks like that a car ran right into a truck, completely destroying both of them. Guys, when we have more details, I'll update you guys.
Max, thank you for your coverage. Utica police say they are searching for a suspect who shot another man while dressed as the Grim Reaper Friday. The shooting occurred around midnight at the Purple Haze Smoke Shop in Utica. Police say the suspect entered the store and shot a man in the stomach, then ran away. The man shot was taken to Wynn Hospital and underwent emergency surgery. Police say he is in critical but stable condition. The Utica Police Department is asking anyone with information regarding the shooting to contact the number on your screen.
A Syracuse man was arrested last night after threatening his partner with a gun and barricading himself inside a home. 36-year-old Kendall Johns pulled a gun on a 24-year-old female and her son during a dispute. According to a Syracuse police report, John refused to leave the house for nearly 4 hours after police arrived. He surrendered around 6 p.m. and now faces multiple charges, including third-degree criminal possession of a weapon, second-degree menacing, and second-degree harassment. No injuries were reported.
Watertown police say a missing Jefferson County teen has been found. 16-year-old Christopher Pierce was missing for almost a month after disappearing in mid-October. Pierce was also reported as a missing vulnerable child in September, but was found soon after. Pierce has now been returned to his family.
Senator Chuck Schumer is calling for federal funding to solve a public health emergency near the Finger Lakes. Schumer says the rise in algal blooms is more widespread in the Finger Lakes than anywhere else in New York State. The senator is now pushing to boost funding for the Environmental Quality Incentives Program. These funds could provide financial aid to farmers in exchange for them preventing runoff of their land that could lead to harmful algal blooms.
CNY cannabis farmers are filing a lawsuit claiming the recreational cannabis market has left them in financial ruin. The lawsuit is against the state of cannabis management, stating that OCM is not following regulations New York designed to level the playing field of the cannabis market. The attorney representing the Cannabis Farmers Alliance says that OCM is allowing too many licenses and failing to comply with state mandates. The lawsuit is demanding that cannabis management follow a list of obligations like a seed-to-sale tracking system and market monitoring to protect licensed sellers.
An SPCA shelter in Mattadale just welcomed over 24 huskies taken from a home in Oneida County. According to an animal cruelty investigator, the dogs were in poor living conditions but not malnourished. Things were getting out of control because of a lack of a spay and neutering. One SPCA representative said, quote, "We have a huge problem with overpopulation of animals, so the most important thing you can do for your pet is to spay and neuter," end quote. The dogs are now getting the necessary surgery and will be available for adoption soon.
Aroni Davidin, Indigenous illuminator and creative force behind children's books, came to Syracuse University this past weekend.
CitrusTV's Cami Bremer is here in studio with more on the event. Cami, good evening. Thank you, Kaitlin and Lauren. I had the opportunity to attend Aroni David's presentation at the Hall of Languages, where he shared his journey as a writer, illustrator, and Marvel comic creator. Let's see how his work is helping to change the narrative around Indigenous representation. This past weekend, Syracuse University welcomed Aroni David, an illustrator from Aquanese, Ontario, and a member of the Wolf Clan from Haudenosaunee, Kayenkirequa people. David, a Syracuse University alum, gave a dynamic presentation about his work, including his award-winning children's book, The Good Game, and Who Will Win. Part of his mission is to incorporate his culture and educate readers within his books by sharing traditional stories as well as activities, including the game lacrosse, featured in his book, The Good Game.
We play lacrosse not just for ourselves. We play it for the sick, we play it for the old, we play it for those who can't play it. Because it's a medicine for people. It brings people together. It's not about, what it is today. At the core of this game, it's about honoring our creator and honoring each other.
David also shared his exciting work with Marvel Comics, including his role as a writer for Kahori, or Shaper of Worlds. The comic series features Indigenous heroes and stories that promote cultural pride for David. His work goes beyond entertainment. It is about empowering Indigenous youth and giving them characters to look up to. A truly inspiring presentation by Aroni David, who is changing the landscape of Indigenous presentation in literature and popular media. A powerful reminder of the impact that Indigenous voices can have.
Thank you, Cammie. Governor Kathy Hochul may bring back a $15 toll on vehicles entering the busiest parts of New York City. Hochul is gauging support for bringing back the toll, known as congestion pricing, in the days since Donald Trump's presidential victory. Trump has vowed to get rid of congestion pricing once he returns to the White House in January. Hochul halted the plan weeks before it was set to launch this summer in an effort to help Democrats' closely contested congressional races. Now Hochul is considering reviving the plan before Trump takes office.
A Cornell University fraternity is on suspension following police reports of sexual assault allegations. The victim says they were forced into taking drugs and sexually assaulted. The allegations take place on the weekend of October 25th on the 100th block of Edgemore Lane. This portion of the street is home to two fraternities, Chi Phi and Lambda Chi Alpha. Authorities will not disclose which of the fraternities listed is on suspension.
A spokesperson for Lambda Chi Alpha's national organization gave a statement that they were not involved. Chi Phi's organization has not yet made a statement. This incident follows the suspension of multiple fraternities on Cornell's campus this past February. Those suspensions were due to hazing allegations by university officials. And coming up on News Live at 6, the Arizona Senate race has been called. Who will be taking the seat come January?
And more violence in the Netherlands. We'll have the latest and more after the break.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Lauren Holdmeyer, Kaitlin Campbell, and Tyler Oldano. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Former Massachusetts Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for violating the Espionage Act. Teixeira pleaded guilty in March to 6 counts of violating the act. Teixeira leaked dozens of classified documents, including some marked top secret, on the social media platform Discord.
The documents involve details about Russia's war in Ukraine and timelines for weapon deliveries to the country. Teixeira also faces charges of disobeying orders and obstructing justice in a military court-martial.
The Associated Press has officially called the Arizona Senate race for Democrat Ruben Gallego. Gallego defeated Republican Carrie Lake in the race for Democrat Kristen Sinema's Senate seat.
Gallego's win means Republicans will have a 53-47 majority in the Senate. Arizona is known for its drawn-out vote count because most people vote by mail. Gallego led comfortably after the first results were released on election night, but his lead narrowed after more ballots were counted.
And we are less than 10 weeks away from Inauguration Day, and President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet is starting to take shape. Florida Congressman Mike Waltz was chosen to be Trump's national security advisor. Marco Rubio, another Florida representative, is slated to be Trump's Secretary of State.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem has also been picked to lead the Department of Homeland Security. Trump is expected to make more picks throughout the week as about 10 spots in the cabinet remain still vacant.
And Dutch police are warning of more potential violence after dozens of people armed with sticks and firecrackers set a tram on fire last night. This comes as Amsterdam faces rising tensions following violence last week that targeted fans of an Israeli soccer club.
Police say yesterday's fire was quickly extinguished and officers cleared the area. It is not clear who started the unrest and whether it was related to the violence last week. Some rioters could be heard on videos shared on social media using slurs against Jewish people.
Coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have whether you'll still get some snow coming up here in Syracuse.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV, and boy, am I glad to be back, not outside in that cold. Well, take a look at our forecast coming up in the next 5 days. You're going to see that cold's going to be sticking around for quite a while. 48 is going to be the high tomorrow. We're going to kind of continue those 50s into the week. 49 tomorrow, 52 on Friday. It's going to stay largely sunny. No chance of rain like how we had last night. If you look even further into Sunday, well, that's when the temperatures are starting to kind of get low again. 41, the highest the low is going to be all week, actually. So you should really be kind of grateful coming on Friday. Now, the real question that I've been asking, and I'm sure a lot of you have been asking, is when are we going to get some snow? Well, I have the answer. According to weather.com, that gives us our first date of expected snowfall as Monday, the 25th. don't get too excited or disappointed, I guess, because that's actually the day we're all on Thanksgiving break. So if you're here, you're going to be seeing possibly a little bit of snow mixed in with some rain that day. And if you're not, well, you might be missing a small flurry. That's all I got right now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Tyler, thank you. We have some rather unfortunate news for hopeful home buyers. The annual profile of home buyers and sellers report shows that first-time buyers accounted for a record low 24% of the market. First-time buyers made up a third of the market just 5 years ago.
The median age for first-time buyers also hit a record of 38 years old, up from 35 last year. The report shows the increased difficulty of buying a home, and not just for first-time buyers.
Well, Lauren and Kaitlin, you guys are talking about housing. Syracuse men's basketball could have made a house of bricks in the season opener, shooting 4 of 22 from 3. Can't wait to see what they do against a solid Colgate team who we'll see tonight in the Dome. We'll have more on the other side. Stay with us.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse men's basketball renews a historic rivalry against Colgate tonight. Welcome into sports. I'm Andrew Della-Piana. The Orange and Raiders square off for the 176th time in just a little over 40 minutes. SU leads that all-time series 128-47, but the Raiders have taken down the Orange twice in the last 3 seasons. The Qs survived a scare last year as well, coming back from down 24 points in the second half. Let's take a deep dive into this year's matchup, though. You meet guys like Jeff Woodard, who stands at 6'11" for Colgate in his first game of the season versus Drexel. His first start as the team's primary center, going 8 for 8 from the field, helped him match a career-high 17 points with 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Really going to be fun to watch him and Eddie Lampkin battle it out inside the paint tonight. But for Syracuse, excited to see what Jair Davis does in his second game for the Orange. The Delaware transfer poured in 22 points, 12 rebounds off the bench in his first SU game against Lemoyne. Game time 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure to follow P. Elliott Sports on X for live in-game updates. Also, tune into Orange Press Pass right here on Citrus TV at 11 for all your post-game coverage. Well, let's check in on SU football. Syracuse still reeling from its 37-31 loss to Boston College over the weekend. It was far from the cleanest of games for the Orange. The Qs allowed a season-worst 313 rushing yards. The offense also failed to score in the first quarter for the 3rd consecutive week. Now, players and coaches have different rituals to cope with a loss, but head coach Fran Brown might be a little unusual when it comes to his routine after a setback.
Honestly, I got like a ritual. Like when we lose, I ain't even getting a shower till early this morning. I just be mad. I just brush my teeth. But it's like I don't deserve soap. I don't deserve to do all that. I'm just focused on like trying to get back and trying to make sure that our players mentally understand and know that I let them down, that they didn't do it. So just being able to talk to them.
Luckily for Brown, he's been able to shower more often than not this season. The Orange 6-3, already bowl eligible with 3 games remaining on that regular season slate. Syracuse heading out west to face Cal on Saturday for the first time since '96. The Orange are hoping to clean things up on the road once again. See what I did there? SU plays its 5th road game in its last 6 contests after opening the season with 4 straight home games. Well, if we're going by Fran Brown's rules, a team that has showered a whole lot in the last week, the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo came into yesterday's contest against Montreal in a 3-game winning streak. A 4th straight victory would be the first time since January of last year. So let's take you out to the KeyBank Center in Western New York for this contest between the Habs and the Sabres. Just 4 minutes in, a stretch pass to Josh Anderson. He buries it in the top right corner to give Montreal a 1-0 lead. Then later in the first period, not even 3 minutes later, Tage Thompson driving to the net, puts it 5-hole on the goaltender. That's his 4th straight game with a goal, makes it 1-1 in the first frame. Let's head to the second, though. Buffalo and Montreal tied at 2 apiece. 2-on-1 back the other way for Buffalo, and Peyton Krebs buries it in the bottom right corner. Buffalo jumps in front 3-2. But late stages of the second period, Montreal on the forecheck. There's Nick Suzuki waiting on the back door to punch it home, and Montreal jumps back in front 4-3 heading into the third. But Ramis Dallin, the captain of Buffalo, says, "Not so fast, my friends." He puts it home on the power play off a beautiful slap shot. And just 2 minutes later, J.J. Peterka for Buffalo on the backhand, driving towards goal, puts it in through the 5-hole. Buffalo in front 5-4 in the third period. The Canadians would get one back, though, and here on the power play, trying to take the lead, they do so. Cole Caulfield, his league-leading 12th goal of the season to make it 6-5 Montreal. They tack on one more, the empty netter, in the final from the KeyBank Center. Montreal 7 and Buffalo 5. That win snapped a 6-game losing streak for the Habs and, of course, ended that 3-game winning streak for the Sabres. I mentioned Tage Thompson, though, remaining on a heater. He's got a goal in his last 4 games. Only 3 Sabres in the past 25 years have had longer streaks. Jason Pominville, his teammate Ramis Dallin, and Thomas Vanek back in '06. And let's finish up on the hardwood. The Nets squeaking by the Pelicans 107-105 last night. Brooklyn, 7 different scorers in double figures. And how about the LSU players back in their home state? Cam Thomas, he had 15 points. Ben Simmons also adding 12 helpers as well. And with that, I'll send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Andrew. When we come back, we'll take one last look at your wake-up weather. Stay with us.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now,
we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Well, guys, it's our wake-up weather. When you come back tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up around 33 degrees. Oh, wrong side. Excuse me. 36 degrees. 33, actually, outside. Don't add that 3 on. It's not that warm quite yet. It's going to warm up a little bit throughout the day. It's going to actually rise up a little bit into the 50s. So not really too bad. We're not going to get as high as it was last week. And, guys, I'm just saying, it's really starting to feel like fall. So get those sweaters, get those scarves, and most importantly, get those gloves.
Tyler, you're right. It is starting to feel like fall out there, so definitely take that jacket with you on your way to class tomorrow. Well, that is Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Tuesday.
Don't forget you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Kaitlin Campbell.
And I'm Lauren Holdmeyer. Have a wonderful night, Syracuse, and we'll see you tomorrow.